Hello, and welcome to Come Play With Us, a spooky storytelling podcast. My name is Leela, and I'm joined by my evil twin,
Ruby. We're actually both the evil twin. We're both writers with non-writer day jobs. We believe in the power of great storytelling, so we've invited guests with the challenge of weaving a tale about real-life hauntings and paranormal activities with the sole purpose of scaring the shit out of us.
We'll rate them to see how they've done. Our ratings go a little something like this: scared shitless, some chills, and I think I'll be able to sleep tonight. Hi, Ruby.
Hey, Leela. So, for today's episode, Leela and I are in separate locations, and we are going to tell each other a story once again that was told to us by AI.
AI.
So
Just say it at the same
I
time.
don't think we'll check when we listen to it, but I don't know if we did. You sounded like you
It's
did it
fine.
right after me. So I had tasked Google Bard with telling me a scary story, a true haunting. And Leela, you did the same with ChatGPT.
Yes. And I actually really worked with ChatGPT by giving it some more commands because the first iteration was fine. It was just really vanilla. It was just like, I don't know, just felt generic. And so I asked it a couple times. So for example, I said, can you give me more details on XYZ? Then it did, but it just in a section. I said, okay, can you just put all the narrative back together again? And it said, okay, and it did that for me. So it was kind of like, it was a little bit of going back and forth, but it took very little time.
I mean, I find that it does take very little time. I feel like, and we'll know after this is over, I feel like Google Bard might be just a bit more intuitive. And I think just because Google has always been known to be more intuitive, when you search for anything. So for me, it really didn't take too many prompts. But yeah, when I first asked for like a true scary story, it was very broad. It was just like, oh, here's like a murder and a serial killer and a ghost story. So then I went to, okay, tell me a true ghost story. It tells it to you kind of like an encyclopedia,
Yeah.
Entry. Then I said, tell me one with historical
Wait,
details.
so mine didn't. Mine got into the storytelling right away.
I mean, mine did.
I just needed it to be fleshed out. So I had to give it prompts to flesh itself out.
So then when I asked for historical details, it was listing them out in like bullet points. And I'm like, no, this isn't right. So then I said, tell me more about this, like a scary story, but with historical details. And I think I was able to get it, but that it didn't take that much. It was really like, that's it. I didn't have to keep saying, give me more.
I said to ChatGPT 3.5, tell me a true ghost story that will take me 7 minutes to read and includes details of ghost sightings and paranormal activity along with historical facts.
Okay, wow. That's a lot more than I did. So let's see what happens.
And then it kind of like gave me something that did not look like visually it would take me 7 minutes to read, but let's just see. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Buckle up.
I'm buckled in.
All right. Oh, wait. So before I began, actually, I have all the lights off. I have 3 candles lit nearby. I'm completely home alone except for the kitties, and they all 3 are asleep. So they're not going to be any help to me.
I'm also fully alone. The apartment is completely pitch black. I have 2 fake candles sorry, 3 fake candles and a real candle lit. It's so dark in here that you can't even see my face when we're recording. You just see the reflection of my glasses, kind of. All right, Leela, take
All
it
right.
away. Or take it away, ChatGPT.
The Haunting of Greywood Manor. In the heart of New England, nestled among ancient oaks and towering pines, stands Greywood Manor, a grand estate with a history as rich as the autumn colors that surround it. Built in 1765, the manor was the brainchild of renowned architect Samuel Alden, commissioned by the Whitman family, prominent figures in the region's burgeoning trade and commerce. New England in the mid-18th century was a crucible of economic activity. The Whitmans, led by patriarch Horace Whitman, amassed their wealth through a diverse portfolio of enterprises. The region's fertile soil allowed for prosperous agriculture, and the Whitman family controlled vast farmlands, cultivating crops that sustained both their household and the burgeoning local market. However, the true source of the Whitmans' wealth lay in their involvement in the thriving maritime trade. The family owned several merchant ships that sailed to far-off ports, trading goods such as timber, textiles, and spices, because as you do in the late 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
Greywood, but I saw this funny meme that was like the British Empire went and colonized all these places for their spices, and it said British food,
Yeah.
and it's like all these things
Oh,
that
yeah.
do not have spices.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw something that was like, British food is so bland. What were they going and trading for?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that in. Okay, anyway, but this is America in 1765. Greywood Manor served not only as a residence, but also as a hub for managing the family's commercial endeavors. The grandiose ballrooms once hosted extravagant soirees attended by merchants, traders, and even foreign dignitaries. As political tensions escalated in the years leading up to the American Revolutionary War, Greywood Manor became a clandestine meetings place for Loyalist sympathizers.
Wait, sorry.
The Whitmans,
Where is this again?
just says New England,
Oh, okay.
so above us. So it's like Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts and Connecticut, like
That.
or maybe Rhode Island.
Okay.
The Whitmans, staunch loyalists themselves, navigated the delicate balance between their loyalty to the British Crown and their connections with influential local patriots. The manor's walls held whispered conversations that shaped the fate of the region. Eleanor Whitman, the youngest daughter, found herself caught in the crossfire of political intrigue and personal desires. The manor's gardens, meticulously landscaped to reflect the family's prosperity, became the clandestine meeting place for Eleanor and Jonathan Harper, a local artist sympathetic to the revolutionary cause. You use clandestine twice, and then this is feeling very like corset bursting romance, because we have rich girl.
Do you mean bodice ripping?
Yeah. Bodice ripping.
They used to like meet under trees. Like all of this is like they're all meeting under a tree. Like
there's more trees back then.
Yeah.
We had more trees. It's New England, so there's forest cover. And yeah, so she's super rich and her family's prosperous, and then he's a local artist sympathetic to the yeah, okay, definitely setting this up.
Yeah, it's like it's setting it up like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm strapped in. I'm ready to go.
Did you,
I lost my screen.
Did you lose your place?
Oops. Their love blossomed in the shadows of the carefully pruned hedges and the scent of blooming roses. In 1783, as the war drew to a close, the Whitman family faced financial difficulties. The changing political landscape and economic uncertainties led to a decline in their once thriving trade. The extravagant parties at Greywood Manor dwindled, and the grandeur of the estate began to fade. The love affair between Eleanor and Jonathan, once a fleeting escape from the tumultuous times, took a tragic turn. The revelation of their relationship brought about a collision of personal passions and political allegiances within the walls of Greywood Manor. Eleanor's untimely death marked the end of an era for the Whitman family, leaving the manor haunted not only by the specter of lost love, but also by the echoes of a bygone era of prosperity and political intrigue. How did she die?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was gonna. When you said that, I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna come later. Is that it? Is that all of it?
No, there's more. But the first iteration actually had her death.
Well, we're not doing that iteration, are we, Lily? Don't go look it up. This is ChatGPT's story.
Scrolling.
No, it's ChatGPT's story.
Dang, this is so annoying because basically it's like, would I have needed to like Frankenstein's monster this thing, because it was I liked what they had before. Anyway, whatever. AI. Freaking AI.
Mm-hmm. Lose your place?
I lost my place. Hold on. Greywood Manor's facade, a masterpiece of Georgian architecture, commands attention with its symmetrical design and imposing columns. The exterior is clad in locally sourced fieldstone, weathered by centuries of New England storms. Moss-covered shingles and ivy-clad walls lend an air of antiquity, as if the manor itself is intertwined with the landscape. Approaching the estate, visitors are greeted by a meticulously landscaped garden. The once grand entrance, flanked by intricately wrought iron gates, now creaks with every gust of wind.
Iron gates.
That's what they said.
Wait.
That's what the robot told me.
Say a sentence again.
The once grand entrance, flanked by intricately wrought iron gates. So the iron gates were intricately wrought.
Okay,
they were wrought in an intricate manner.
Okay, makes sense.
The cobblestone path, worn by the footsteps of generations, leads to a grandiose front door adorned with a brass knocker. Each thud echoes through the cavernous hallways within, a prelude to the mysteries held within.
Okay, see, now it's getting better, because I was like, it's still sounding very like Wikipedia entry, and now they're kind of trying to do the scaries.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The interior of Greywood Manor is a tapestry of history. The grand foyer,
what is it?
Adorned with I'm going to say foyer, because...
Say it.
The grand foyer, adorned with an opulent chandelier, leads to expansive parlors with towering windows that offer panoramic views of the surrounding woodlands. The walls, adorned with portraits of stoic Whitman ancestors, whisper tales of bygone eras. The ballroom, once a center of opulent gatherings, retained its faded elegance.
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry.
Crystal chandeliers...
Did it twice talk about whispering tales? Like when you knock on the door?
Yes.
Okay, it's running out of steam.
It's getting exhausted of my demands. The ballroom, once a center of opulent gatherings, retained its faded elegance. Crystal chandeliers dangle from the ceiling, their prisms refracting the dim light that filters through dusty windows. The parquet floor, scarred by the heels of countless dancers, testifies to a time when laughter and music echo through the halls. The heart of Greywood Manor lies in its library, a vast chamber lined with floor-to-ceiling shelves that house leather-bound tomes and dusty manuscripts. The scent of aged paper and polished mahogany lingers in the air. A grand fireplace, now seldom lit, casts a warm glow over plush armchairs that have cradled generations of Whitmans lost in the written word. The attic, where Eleanor Whitman met her tragic end. Saying that again.
Well, let's find out what happened in there.
The attic, where Eleanor Whitman met her tragic end. It's like, it's for the self-destruct. Remains a realm of shadows and secrets. A narrow staircase leads to a dimly lit space filled with forgotten relics. What was that noise?
A cat. Or it was Eleanor. Come to tell us how she died.
I'll turn my flashlight on. Who did that? Okay, Gizmo's eyes are flashing at me in the darkness. Two little creepy little eyes. A narrow staircase leads to a dimly lit space filled with forgotten relics. Old trunks, their contents obscured by the passage of time, sit alongside moth-eaten dresses and discarded easels. It is here that the whispers of the past, are most palpable, as if the very air is heavy with the weight of untold stories.
Okay, yeah, because you guys aren't telling us what happened.
That's my bad. Sorry, this will be one more paragraph of description. That's my fault. Surrounding Greywood Manor is an expansive estate featuring sprawling gardens
nice,
with manicured hedges.
Lesson here.
A dilapidated gazebo where lovers once sought refuge, and the lover's oak, in quotes, at the edge, a silent witness to centuries of whispered promises.
Wait, is the oak in quotes, so it's not an oak? Or is it lovers?
No, that's the lovers' oak, and that's probably where they boned for the first time. Okay. Greywood Manor, though outwardly majestic, harbors secrets that defy the passage of time. Visitors to the manor often report eerie occurrences that go beyond mere historical echoes. One common tale involves the grand ballroom, where spectral figures are said to materialize during moonlit nights. Witnesses describe the flicker of candlelight, casting shadows of phantom dancers twirling in an ethereal waltz, as if the echoes of past celebrations refuse to fade away. In the library, where aged tomes line the walls, visitors claim to hear the rustle of pages turning and the murmur of hushed conversations that defy explanation. Some even report encountering a spectral figure seated in the corner, absorbed in reading, only to vanish upon a second glance.
Okay, that's creepy.
The attic where Eleanor Whitman met her tragic end.
No, it says that again?
Yeah.
They're teasing.
The attic.
This is such a freaking tease. Like, seriously.
I'm so annoyed because it's not real.
You did it.
We'll get to that.
I thought we were doing a true story.
I told it to, but it created one.
Okay, ChatGPT sucks at this.
Okay, the attic where Eleanor Whitman met her tragic end is a focal point of paranormal activity. Footsteps echo in the silence, ascending the narrow staircase, and disembodied whispers fill the air. Those brave enough to venture into the attic speak of feeling an unseen presence, as if Eleanor's ghost still lingers, forever mourning the love that was denied in life. The garden surrounding Greywood Manor is not immune to the supernatural. The lovers' oak, in quotes, witness to countless romantic rendezvous, is said to harbor residual energies of the young lovers who sought solace beneath its branches. Some visitors claim to see apparitions of a veiled woman and a shadowy figure embracing beneath the ancient tree, perpetually caught in a tragic embrace. Paranormal investigators drawn to Greywood Manor's reputation have captured inexplicable phenomena. Electronic voice recordings reveal whispered messages, and infrared cameras capture fleeting glimpses of ghostly figures. One investigator even reported a sudden drop in temperature and the feeling of an unseen hand brushing against their skin in the attic. I felt that on the back of my neck.
I felt it on my back.
Leaving an indelible mark of the supernatural. Today, as visitors tread the worn floorboards and trace their fingers over the faded wallpaper, they become part of the ongoing saga of Greywood Manor. The manor, with its weathered elegance and spectral inhabitants, remains a living testament to a history that refuses to be forgotten. And so, as the sun sets over Greywood Manor, casting long shadows across the ivy-covered facade, one can't help but marvel at the timeless beauty and haunting grandeur of a place where history and the supernatural converge. The end.
Okay, why is this not real?
Okay, I said, tell me a true ghost story. Then I Googled Greywood Manor and Eleanor Whitman and New England, and nothing came up.
ChatGPT sucks. I think that Bard is good because it.
Okay, hold on. I don't think ChatGPT sucks. I just think it needs more hand holding than is necessary. So basically what it gave me was like 5 paragraphs. And then I went back and I said, can you hold on. It was not that long. I said, can you include more historical details about Greywood Manor? Then it gave me the background, like 1765, it was built, and it was so and so lived here, and so was the architect. Then I said, can you give me just some more like details about the area and of the manor? And then that's where you get all the details. And then I asked it to add more paranormal stuff. And finally, I said, can you combine all of it? But what it left out from the earliest iteration was how she died. And it basically had it so that like a servant told her father, who was against them being together. And then on the night that they were trying to elope, they got caught, and they're supposed to meet at the Lovers' Oak. But she was forbidden from seeing him, so she went up to the attic and took her own life.
I just feel like ChatGPT should be able to like pull from the internet the way that Google Bard does. Like Google Bard is like winning so far. I mean, they both kind of sucked last time, but I have a feeling
it's pulling from the internet, but it's like trying to be human. It's trying to like, I sound like one of you, but it kept being like in the attic where Eleanor Whitman met her tragic end. But I don't know. I think my requests or whatever, my commands were kind of diluting what was initially there, but it's frustrating that it didn't keep all the original details.
well, it took the emotion out, and I think we were talking about that last time. Is that the emotion is absent? Because last time they both did terribly, but I have a feeling that Google Bard did better this time. But I think we should do one more matchup where you really, really just put out all the stops with ChatGPT, and then we see what happens. Because Google Bard,
I'm almost afraid to, because I feel like it's going to dilute what's already, I wonder if what I really need to do is have one command with every single thing I'm looking for, instead of trying to finesse
so that's
what
what
I'm
I
seeing.
did. I had one command with everything
Okay.
that I wanted. So that's a good segue into. I think I mentioned earlier that my command was basically, at first I said, tell me a true ghost story, and it gave me 3, and then I just picked one. One of them was like the Bell Witch. It's like, no, we're not doing that again.
God, that happened last time, remember?
It really was trying to make Bell Witch happen. So I picked the brown home. I picked the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall.
Brown.
I don't know.
I feel personally attacked.
Yeah, I'm like, is this like Jane Eyre, where she's like his Caribbean wife?
Hold on, I heard something weird again.
It's ChatGPT
What's
this
that
time.
noise? I don't know. I just a weird like scuttling sound. Anyway, I'm freaking myself out. Go ahead.
I think you're in for a treat. All right, here it is.
I'm buckled up.
From Google Bard, this is the true story of the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. Rain lashed against the ancient stones of Raynham Hall, wind howling like a tortured beast through the oak-lined avenues. See, it's already starting. I think I saw that first sentence. I was like, okay.
Atmospheric details.
Inside, in the flickering candlelight and dancing shadows, young Agnes clung to the worn tapestry behind the grand staircase, her heart a frantic bird trapped in her chest. All right, calm down. Tonight wasn't like the other nights spent huddled there, listening to hushed whispers of the Brown Lady. Tonight the air crackled with an unearthly tension, a coldness that seeped into her bones despite the roaring fire in the hearth. Agnes couldn't help but recall the chilling tales of Lady Dorothy Walpole, the mistress of Raynham, whose ghost, draped in shimmering brown silk, supposedly haunted these very halls. Legend spoke of her unhappy marriage, her confinement within the mansion by her fiery-tempered husband, and her tragic demise shrouded in rumors of poison and despair. This is sounding like Jane Eyre, but this is a true story.
Well, AI is being litigated right now for ripping off actual written works. So
I mean, luckily this
see
is a
how that goes.
known one. Like I'll probably just fact check it after this and see if it like
Yeah,
copied it.
yeah.
The clock in the hall chimed 12, each toll resonating like a death knell through the cavernous space. Agnes had been dared, of course. Whispers and giggles among the other servants had filled the night with mischievous banter, urging her to climb the grand staircase at midnight, the very heart of the brown lady's domain. Foolishness.
Wait, she was She was dared by the servants at midnight to go up on the stairs.
Yeah, I guess that's where
Did I
the
get that
brown
right?
lady hangs out.
Okay, so it's like
Young Agnes.
okay.
So I guess she's another servant. It didn't give us that backstory.
It's some bullying,
Mm-hmm. Like
some
nothing else going on.
servant bullies. Yeah, there's plenty going on. They're cleaning and
Well,
cooking.
not midnight. They're done.
No.
Okay. Foolishness, she knew, yet a primal fear gnawed at her, replacing bravado with sheer terror. Her trembling legs carried her up the steps, each creak and groan a taunting whisper. Reaching the landing, she hesitated, drawn back by an icy dread that seemed to emanate from the shadows above. But the mocking whispers spurred her on, pushing her to face the darkness. As she rounded the bend, a gust of frigid air swept through the hallway, extinguishing the lantern she clutched. Panic bloomed in her chest, the darkness pressing in like a suffocating shroud. Then, she saw it. A flicker of movement, a spectral shimmer at the head of the stairs. A figure draped in shimmering brown, its edges blurred, like smoke against a cold stone. Agnes could sense its presence, a malignant chill that clawed at her soul. The hollow eye sockets in its spectral face seemed to bore into her, draining the life from her veins.
Ooh, shivers.
And here it actually shows the image
you show
of
me
the brown lady of
scared.
Raynham Hall. Yeah, I'm going to actually share my
I'm
screen.
scared.
Let me open this full.
I like squinting.
Like it's going to be a jump scare?
Yeah. I like preparing myself for a jump scare. You're taking a lot of time. Can you text me?
Or here, I'll Google chat it too.
Okay. Is this a real picture?
Mm-hmm.
Claimed photograph of the ghost taken by Captain Hubert C. Provand. First published in Country Life 1936. And basically it's stairs and it's a ghostly apparition of what looks like a woman wearing a shroud, but you can't really see any.
There's no face.
You can't see like the face.
It's just blank.
Like,
it's almost like a statue. It's blank. And it looks like it's
Yeah.
maybe walking down the stairs. It looks like it has one foot up or one leg up as it's slowly descending.
Yeah.
It's creepy though. Shall I continue?
Yes, please.
She stumbled back, a strangled cry escaping her lips. The phantom glided forward, its form solidifying, the scent of damp earth and decay filling the air. It raised a skeletal hand, long nails like sharpened daggers, glinting in the moonlight, filtering through the high windows. Then, in a voice like dry leaves rasping against granite, it spoke. A single word, dripping with sorrow and rage, echoing through the empty hall. Dorothy. The sound shattered her sanity. Agnes fled, limbs...
I thought her name was Agnes.
I think that the brown lady of Raynham Hall is looking for someone named Dorothy. She doesn't know Agnes. She doesn't know her.
So you're like, actually, it's Agnes.
Agnes was like, I'm not going to bother.
This is awkward.
Agnes did that thing where you're like, you know what,
This
is awkward. I feel awkward correcting you. I'm just going to flee. Agnes fled, limbs flailing, her panicked screams swallowed by the unforgiving night. She burst through the servants' quarter, babbling incoherently, her eyes wide with terror. No one believed her, of course. Scoffs and laughter met her wild claims, dismissing them as childish nightmares. But Agnes knew the truth. She had seen the brown lady, her vengeance as palpable as a chill of her touch. The memory haunted her, a chilling echo in the darkness, forever a reminder of the spectral mistress of Raynham Hall. And from that night on, whenever the wind howled and the rain lashed against the windows, she could almost hear her mournful cry on the wind, Dorothy. I mean, I'm not done yet, because after this, then Google Bard gave me a bullet-pointed list with the historical details that I had asked about. So, and I like that
But it didn't weave it into the narrative, like the way ChatGPT was like, let me weave it into the narrative.
Right, so it didn't weave it into a narrative, and it gave us a scary story, but it's just, we like we like when we're given like multiple sightings and things like that. So it's like, it did really well with this telling one incident like really well. I don't even know if Agnes really existed. She may have.
That was genuinely creepy, though. I was creeped out.
It is. No, it's creepy. It's very creepy. It did a good job. But so here's the afterthought, the historical details. Dorothy Walpole, sister of Britain's first Prime Minister, Robert Walpole, is believed to be the Brown Lady. So I think she was telling her name. Yeah, it's weird. The first documented sighting of the Brown Lady occurred in 1835 by Captain Loftus, who described a shadowy woman in brown with hollow sockets emitting pale light. Did it say where Raynham Hall is? I think it's in England.
Yeah.
In 1840, Captain Marryat claimed to have seen the Brown Lady and even fired his pistol at her. Why? Why?
Idiotic.
Leaving a bullet lodged in the doorframe to this day. Other reported phenomena include hearing Dorothy's favorite melancholy melody emanating from empty rooms and feeling the floorboards vibrate with its rhythm. And then here's the closing paragraph. Whether Agnes's encounter was a figment of fear or a chilling glimpse into the paranormal, the legend of the Brown Lady continues to captivate and unnerve. The historical details, intertwined with the eerie encounters, weave a tapestry of fear that has endured for centuries. So, next time you find yourself near the imposing silhouette of Raynham Hall, keep a flickering candle close. We don't even know where Raynham Hall is, but thanks. Keep a flickering candle close. I have one next to me.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm. I have one next to me right now.
No, just keep one in my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Got a candle in your back pocket?
Mm-hmm. For within its ancient walls, the Brown Lady may still wander, searching for solace, perhaps, or perhaps vengeance. And who knows, if you listen closely enough, you might just hear her mournful cry on the wind, Dorothy.
We don't even know what she wants. She just wants to tell people her name.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those ghosts that's like, is I wonder if there's a point when you're a ghost where you're a ghost for so long, you start to forget who you were, or you start, like in the Black Phone, when the ghosts of those boys are like, I don't remember my name, or I don't remember. They start forgetting details.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's like, her trying to remind herself and us who she is, but I don't even think she knows why she's haunting Raynham Hall.
So when I initially asked about it, it gave me a small blurb, and it said, this tale dates back to the 18th century in England. Lady Dorothy Townsend, known for her extravagant lifestyle and gambling debts, is said to appear as a spectral figure shrouded in brown, drifting through the halls of Raynham Hall. Witnesses have described a cold breeze accompanying her presence, as well as a distinct scent of lavender, her favorite perfume. Though skeptics attribute the sightings to optical illusions or drafts, the Brown Lady remains a popular ghost story of England. So I tried to, and I showed like the Bell Witch. So I said, tell me about the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall.
Always the Bell Witch, just like
so
haunting the
persistent, and
internet,
it's, like, not even that scary.
haunting AI.
Pretty much. So, then I said, "Tell me about the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall, but like a scary story." And then it was basically this time it was young Thomas, who had also been
Mm.
dared. So I think that they just created, like, a fake same thing, whispers and giggles among the other servants fill the night. Um,
So both of these tools that use AI um, created fake stories.
like, this is better. Like, it starts off better, but it was too short, and it says, "The grand imposing silhouette of Raynham Hall looms against the stormy English sky, its weathered stones whispering tales of a restless spirit to Brown Lady. Her legend, woven with threads of history and chilling encounters, has captivated and terrified for centuries." Then it says her name is Dorothy Walpole, even though, oh yeah, and she was married to the hot-headed Charles Townsend. Marital discord, her alleged dalliances. Wow. So I guess the vengeance is because she was locked in there. I guess that was like in the first paragraph.
I must have missed that part.
It was, we were making fun of it because of Jane Eyre, that she was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, I think I know. I'm just gonna read your mind. I think I know what both of our ratings are, and they are some chills.
No, I got none. I got no chills.
From mine?
I mean, I feel like I always get chills though. I'm basically perpetually cold, but like I will be able to sleep tonight. This
I
is
guess
nothing
we'll,
for me.
yeah.
This is
You know
nothing for
what?
me.
Yeah.
This is nothing for me
We'll be able
because
to sleep tonight.
I think if it was like they actually used Captain Marriott like an actual person, and then they did the whole thing where he sees her and her sockets and then he shoots. Like if they had actually used a real person and not just thrown an Agnes slash Thomas and then the whispering and giggling servants, I think I would have probably done some chills because that was actually pretty creepy. But you know, when I asked Google Bard to do it like a scary story, it took the assignment too seriously, and so it wasn't able to be as intuitive as I thought it was going to be by weaving in something that's actually really happened as a story. And maybe what it is too is that there just isn't enough out there about the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall, although she
I
has her own Wikipedia
I just
entry.
think there just isn't no matter how fearful people are that like AI is going to become really intuitive really fast. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that or if I'm going to agree with it, but it's just it just lacks that human touch of like I'm going to tell you a scary story and then like or even when you're writing a scary story, there's just this human, there's a way that humans can get under your skin. We just know how other humans tick, or what makes other humans tick. And AI is just not, it just really wasn't, it was really flowery and it liked using big long descriptions and going into detail, but it's just doesn't know how to, it doesn't get us, so it can't scare
That's what
us.
I was going to say is that it can't connect with humans in a meaningful way. So, you know, when you look at how people are afraid of it taking over our jobs and things like that, and even like with writing or like, you know, art, you know, things like that.
Well, it's missing like a beating human heart.
Yeah, it's missing the
I think
human
last
out.
time,
It's missing the human.
I really think that even if someone were had the guts to do that, to like write a novel with generative AI, they would still need to sit down and go through it line by line to
It's like
clean it up. Like
it's about as shitty as writing.
just write a shitty book
Unless you don't
then.
have an idea and you're like, just give me an idea, and then you just have it do it. And
But even, yeah, it's not worth it.
Thanks so much for listening. If you'd like to get in touch, you can reach us at podcomeplayWithUs@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from our listeners. So if you have real life ghost stories or paranormal encounters and you think it'll scare the shit out of us, please send them in. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.